I'm seeing so many content creators creating videos talking about self-improvement being a big scam, a big waste of time. A lot of people talking about Hamza, a lot of people like Charlie Morgan talking about self-improvement being a huge scam. And I just wanted to address this because I, as you guys know who watch my channel, have been on self-improvement for a long time. And I have sort of fallen off self-improvement a little bit in terms of one key aspect, right? In terms of the productivity side of things and like getting content out on YouTube. That's because I've been focusing on a different sort of business, I guess, like trying to make money elsewhere, doing a different thing. And really, I'm trying to get back into the, rhythm of like creating YouTube videos. And a lot of it's about momentum and like sort of being on a consistent, like habitual rhythm where I kind of did the same thing every day. I recorded, I edited, and I was in this really nice flow. And that's kind of fallen off recently because I've been focusing on this other thing. And it's like sort of brings me back to that thing of, focusing on like one specific area of your life rather than trying to do multiple things. Just focusing your time and attention onto one thing is always so much better rather than trying to do all different kinds of things at the same time. So I've been seeing a bunch of videos of people talking about self-improvement is just a huge waste of time, it's a scam and all this kind of thing. And I really think that I suffered from this same issue and have been suffering from it recently. And this is where you overcomplicate the fuck out of self-improvement and you start doing a bunch of different habits and you start trying to hyper optimize your life to the point where your day-to-day doesn't even become enjoyable and you end up having so many different things that you have to optimize for that it becomes impossible to keep on top of. It becomes impossible to be consistent and you start to feel like you're failing because you didn't take that cold shower or something, right? And here's a perfect example. At my like peak self-improvement, right, when I was like doing the most self-improvement-y things possible, right? And I'm saying it's like the top of my self-improvement point, but really it was like not really self-improvement because it's exactly this thing that I'm talking to you about now where I just got burnt out. There's too much stuff. I was doing like, videos, I was recording videos every day and then I was editing them and uploading them. And then as well as that, I'd be going to the gym. And then once I'd finished my like lifting weights at the gym, I would do like cardio on the treadmill because I was trying to lose weight at the time. I was only eating meat, so I was eating no carbs, no vegetables, no fruit, literally just fucking meat. I was taking cold showers every other day. So in the morning, I would take cold showers to get the instant dopamine hit and, all the different chemicals that release when you take a cold shower. And I was like getting to bed super early. I wasn't playing video games. I had no social media, all this stuff. Like I had all of these habits. I was like forcing myself to read on a night, like for like 20 minutes at least. And you start to do all of these optimizations and you listen to podcasts and this guy says do this thing and then this guy says do this thing and you're like, oh, okay. And then you start doing all of them at the same time. And then you fall off because you can't keep on top of it. Like you can't do all of these things at the same time. And that's why I was telling you the experience I've had recently at the start, which was that I used to post on this YouTube channel and I can't, be consistent with that because I was trying to do some other stuff, which is basically, SMMAs type stuff, like running Google ads for people and trying to make money that way. And I literally can't do both things at the same time, man. Like I was going to meetings with the people, I was answering emails, I'm creating proposals, sending them out. And doing that for like literally 2 weeks has meant I've not posted a video for a month on this channel because I just can't do both at the same time. And I feel like a lot of young guys get really hyped up about self-improvement. They get excited about it. They get excited about all the biohacking and all the diet and the sleep and the cold showers and the walks and the fasting and everything. And they do all of it at the same time. And when you do all of it at the same time, it becomes impossible to keep on top of. It becomes really hard to do all of those things at the same time and you'll crash, right? You'll have burnout. And this is where the term burnout comes from because it's just too much and you can't keep on top of it. So what I'm going to tell you in this video, I want to try and keep this as quick as possible. Now that I've explained the problem is what I've basically, just brainstormed about and thought about over the past like 5 minutes or so, just to kind of, for my own sake, really, not even just for you, like I'm going to help you with this, but for my own sake, just to get my sort of thought process back on track and to get into the right mindset of keeping things simple and not overcomplicating things. Once you can crack like the main basics of self-improvement, then you don't need to add in the cold shower and the walks and all this kind of shit, right? They're nice little habits to have on the side. You don't need to necessarily read. You don't need to necessarily upskill yourself constantly or do all this stuff. It's nice to have, but 80% of like your life can be improved from doing just like basic stuff in your life, right? So what's the first thing, right? And I broke this down in terms of like importance. So the most important first and then the least important after. Okay, the first like core component of self-improvement, in my opinion, over my experience, I've been in self-improvement for years now, is your mind, okay? Your mental health. This is where like your consciousness is. This is you, right? Your brain is you. This is where you reside, your thoughts, everything. Your whole day, your whole week, your whole life is going to be determined by the health of your mind and your brain and the mindset that you're in. So brain health is by far the most important aspect of self-improvement. Now, how do you improve your brain health? That's a big question. It's a great question, and it's a question that's going to take a long time for people to discover, myself included, right? But from what I've found, the best things you can do for your brain is quite simple. Just get enough sleep, right? At least 6 or 7 hours of sleep. Don't go to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and just try to get to bed for like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night and wake up at like 6, 7, 8. Just don't be doing all-nighters, or, you know, if you're doing an all-nighter, just keep it, you know, not very frequent, so you're not doing that every night. Like, I know guys who are my age who are very, very depressed, unfortunately, and they just stay up super late until like 3, 4 in the morning just playing video games, right? So sleep, it's basic, it's simple. You don't need me to ramble on about it to you. Just get enough fucking sleep, and that's gonna do 60% of the, you know, work on your mental health. Okay, what's the next thing? Social media, okay? For me, not having social media now for, I think, is it a year or is it 2 years? You know, I can't even remember because I've not had social media that long, but I basically am out of social media for well over a year now. And that has been hugely beneficial for my mental health. I logged onto social media on my desktop. I logged onto Instagram because I had a client that I was speaking to who actually DM'd me and, you know, messaged me on Instagram. So I had to log onto that. I didn't want to download the app on my phone, so I just went onto it on my desktop, logged in, and instantly I was like greeted with all of the fitness influencers, and not the guys, the girls, right? The fitness influencer girls who just show off their ass and they've got OnlyFans and all this stuff. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then like, these are the people I used to follow, right, on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And then I'm scrolling through and I see my ex and I see another ex and I'm like, oh, the people I knew from school and all the stuff they're doing. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm so glad I don't have this shit like on my phone anymore, like having constant access to this stuff, because yeah, it mentally fucks with you, right? It mentally just messes with your head, having social media. And genuinely, like, take it from someone who's not had it for so long. Because if you've got it right now, you might just be thinking, well, Joe, it's not a big deal, right? You know, it doesn't affect me. But I've not had it for so long, so when I've like gone onto it, I've not realized how bad it actually was. And it just brought back on the memories of like just binge watching reels on Instagram and just scrolling through random like feeds and just looking at people around me and just seeing what they're doing. I don't care, right? And just seeing that shit constantly just reminding me that, like, yeah, it's not good on your mental health to have social media, in my opinion. So that's what I would do. Is the next thing, I've got a course on this community that you can go check out. That's going to help you get rid of social media, because I've not had it for a year, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, if I'm honest here. So brain health, sleep, and not being addicted to social media. I genuinely think if you can get that stuff sorted, your brain's going to be 90% better than most people's, right? Genuinely. And then some of the little tips as well, you know, carbs are a bad thing for your brain. If you eat a big meal of like pasta, you're going to be fucked, right? Your brain's not going to work. You're not going to be able to think clearly. So try and avoid eating too many carbs. I'm not going to like preach to you and say, oh, don't eat this, don't eat that. Like, eat whatever you want, man. But like, maybe just try to eat more protein than anything, because that's the one thing that your brain actually needs. So diet is a big factor, but honestly, I don't think I've got the bandwidth currently to be talking to you about diet. I'll do a separate video on diet and what I'm doing currently diet-wise. But yeah, keep it to like protein and just don't eat loads of bread, right? It's pretty simple. Don't eat cake and sugar and shit, right? And your brain's gonna be good to go. Okay, second like tier down from once you've sorted out your mind and just done them simple things, there's not loads of habits there or any like biohacking crazy shit. You're not doing cold showers or any of this stuff, right? You're just getting enough sleep and not fucking binge doom scrolling on social media, okay? The next thing is the physical aspects. So you've got your mind sorted and now you're doing your physical, like the body, right? So your body is like, obviously it's the vessel that is carrying your brain right now. And, you know, the body is secondary from the brain. Once the brain is sorted and you're mentally good to go, the only things that are going to be bottlenecking you mentally and feeling good in your head, in your life, is your body, right? The way your body is. So not being overweight, right? If you've got a shit diet right now and you're very overweight and you've got a lot of fat, go to the gym, right? Lift weights, get on the treadmill, burn it off. I'm not saying you need to get a six pack. I'm not saying you need to be shredded. I'm not saying you need to have bicep veins and be huge. I'm just saying don't be enormously fat. Be it like, 16, 18% body fat, maybe 14% body fat, something like that. You can go look up a chart on body fats, right, and compare it against like yours, and you can see sort of where you are now. Just lose weight, man. That's simple as, right? For the body, just lose weight. Second thing, move, okay? Again, a lot of people I know who are, severely depressed, or, they're just not happy in life. They don't move. It sounds so simple, but they don't move. And an interesting sort of like sciencey thing I'll talk to you about now, that Andrew Huberman taught me about for one of his podcasts, is that dopamine, which is the chemical hormone that is associated with motivation. Like, a lot of people think it's pleasure, but it's not. It's actually like motivation, like the ability to want to do stuff and feel good in life and things. It's not really pleasure, it's more like dopamine. Is literally connected very, very strongly to motor neurons, right? So motor neurons are neurons in the body that are associated with movement, associated with getting up and moving your limbs and moving your hands around and shit, right? If you're very sedentary, that's a hard word to say at this time of night. If you're very sedentary and you're not moving around a lot, then your dopamine is going to be fucked. So you need to move around, right? Whether you go for a walk or go for a run or just tidy your room, like just get up and move around. I'm sat down right now and I've been sat down all day at work, and after this I'm going to go for a walk, right? And just move around because I'm feeling a bit like tired and a bit sluggish. And once I've gone for a walk, I'll probably feel a little bit more refreshed and a bit better. So get up, move around, go to the gym, just work on your body, man. It's simple stuff, right? This isn't like big habits you need to do. It's just like go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. Go for a walk 3 to 4 times a week, right? After work, whatever, just go for a quick walk. It could be 20 minutes, it could be an hour. These aren't big things that you need to change in your life. This is just like simple habits that people just don't do anymore. Like we used to do all the time, right? When you look back at old films and you look back in, studies on like, you can look at like pictures of cavemen on Neanderthals, right? We're out in the wilderness, we're all moving around, we're all like climbing trees, we're all having to like, this is what humans are designed to do. And the way the modern world's set up with social media and nice comfy indoors and central heating and video games, like why would you ever need to leave the house? You know what I mean? And I'm the worst one for it. Like my office job, I literally work in an office where I'm just sat at my desk, like on my computer with my monitors up, just working away. It's like the worst environment for a human. Humans are not designed to just sit down and do nothing. So no wonder you feel crap right now, or you think self-improvement's rubbish or a scam. You're not doing the basics. You're focusing on the cold shower and the reading the, insane like books and stuff. Like, don't worry about that shit, right? Sort the basics out. Go for a walk. Go to the gym. Don't be overweight, right? Sort the body out, sort the mind out, okay? So that is the two sort of main core components. And then the third is like, once you get your mind sorted and your body sorted, the third thing I think is like the biggest impactor for self-improvement is your output, right? Productivity. So what this basically is it's what are you like doing in your life right now that is helping you towards your goals, helping you to become a producer rather than someone who just sits and consumes, right? A lot of us and a lot of people I know, they sort of just work, make money, and then use that money for themselves. They use the money to go out drinking or to buy new clothes or to, buy a car and do car payments and things. And they use their money to just buy pleasure and buy happiness type thing. And a lot of people I know don't actually have something tangible that they're putting, like they're working on themselves, like a business or a project or something that is in line with where they want to be or helping them to get where they want to be. So for me, a big goal of mine, and has been for years, is to just not have to work for someone else, to be able to make my own money online and to use that money to sustain myself, feed myself and live and things like that, and not have to work or not have to necessarily be somewhere at a certain time, like working in an office job, right? That's a big goal for me. So with that goal in mind, I have to achieve a certain output. I have to do something, right? Like I have to provide something to the world to be able to get paid, right? To do that, to be honest, right? And that's this YouTube channel, right? That is me doing marketing for clients. That's me, creating a drop shipping store, like whatever it is, right? So I'm doing a bit of both at the moment, where I've been doing PPC work, which is Google Ads for some clients, and things like that. And that's why I've not been uploading videos and things. But now that I've like got that sorted, I can come back and kind of redivert my attention towards the YouTube channel. So that's like 2 projects, you could say. And that's the output, right? That's the self-improvement output. That's the third aspect. But you can only have good output or good productivity when you feel good, like your mind is good, and then, you know, your body is good. Because if your body is bad and you don't feel good about your body and you're unhealthy, that's going to have a negative impact on your mind. And then because you feel shit, you're not going to want to do any work and be productive. And then it's all kind of this big feedback loop, right? Because when you're being productive and you're working towards your goals, for me anyway, that makes me feel good. And I'm not gonna lie, over the past 4 weeks since I haven't uploaded a video and I've just been focusing on other stuff, yes, I've been productive on this other, you know, project of trying to get some clients and, you know, building out proposals to send to them to try and win work for sort of more traditional kind of work that I do in my job. I've felt crap because I've not uploaded a video on this channel, and I've worked a long time to build this channel up to, you know, what it is now. It's not a big channel, but it's, you know, it's bigger than most channels. And I've worked a long time to get there. And the fact that I've not uploaded a video has honestly made me feel crap. So when your output is low and you've got bad productivity and you're sort of in a, you know, bit of a negative spiral where you haven't really done anything and you've just been sat playing video games and kind of dossing about, that's going to have then an impact on your mind, because then your mind, you're in a bad place mentally, negative space mentally, that can kind of circle back to your body, and then you skip the gym and you skip going for a walk and your body looks bad. You can really easily enter this like super negative feedback loop. So with these 3 things in mind, the mind, the body, and then your output, right, your work, like that is self-improvement in the sense that's its most simple, basic core components, right? It's just your mind, your body, and your output, right? That's what self-improvement is designed to do. There's a bunch of other self-improvement things you can put on the side, right? You can go to the gym and there's certain optimal workout regimen. You can go for runs, you can do a cold, you know, ice bath and all this stuff, and you can do all these different supplements and things and like special vitamins and like really get your sleep sorted and everything like this. And that's nice, but once you start putting all these extra habits on, like I've got to listen to 3 podcasts a week, or I've got to read 2 books every month or something, like you add all this extra stuff on, and then you're like, fuck, this is boring. Like all I'm doing is going to the gym and then a walk and then reading books and then back again. And it's like, you'll be like, eventually you're gonna crash, trust me, because I've been there, mate. And I did all of the fucking sexy habits that you hear from Hamza and everyone, and yes, they're good, yes, they work, but they don't work for long, right? So you do all of these extra things, and then you just give up, and then you're like, self-improvement's crap innit, it doesn't work. And it's like, just focus on the basics, man. Just get outside, move. Don't watch porn. Don't scroll social media for 4 hours a day. Don't play video games for 4 hours a day, and just do a little bit of work, man. Just work on a project, right? Whatever it is, like you're on this, if you're this far into the video, I've been recording for 19 minutes. Like you clearly already know the kind of stuff I talk about. You clearly already are in the self-improvement space. It's in some capacity. So you know all the businesses out there. Like you don't need me to tell you. You could go start an SMMA. You could go do work for people. You could just learn a skill like PPC or something. You could go do that for people. It's not difficult, is it? And like, you know, you could go set up a YouTube channel. You could do what I've done, right? I don't get paid a lot from this YouTube channel, but if you do the same thing I've done and then just do it again for another year, like you're gonna get paid a decent amount for it. Like you probably never have to work again, right? In terms of like a job, like you'll still have to work on the YouTube channel, obviously. But you know what I mean? Like you know what to do. So just keep it simple, mate. Stop overcomplicating self-improvement, and don't listen to all these people who are saying it's a scam, because it's really not. I think self-improvement has had, you know, in recent years a pretty negative, almost like cringe kind of connotation to it, where people think it's like part of this like manosphere, like kind of toxic masculinity. I don't know, man. I'm not into this kind of stuff. Like what the fuck's toxic masculinity, man? I think a lot of people have kind of associated self-improvement with like Andrew Tate and stuff, and it's like, it's not about that. It's not about becoming a billionaire and like being better than people. It's just about taking yourself from a point that you're not happy with and actually giving it a name and giving it a framework to get out of that, rather than just thinking, oh, I'm not happy where I am, I'm going to try and get to somewhere better. You're actively making that conscious decision to sort of say, I'm on self-improvement. It's just a placeholder term to say that you're trying to improve your life. And really, if you can just improve your mental health and improve your fitness and your body, and you can just produce something to provide to the world, then that's it. That's like self-improvement in a nutshell, right? You've done 90% of it. The other 10% is all the nice little ice baths, reading books, shit like that, okay? So stop overcomplicating it. go back to the basics. If you've fallen off self-improvement like I have for the past couple of months, it's quite easy to get back into, man. Like, look, I've been putting off recording a video for like a few days now, to be honest, because I just honestly forgot about the YouTube channel. I've been so focused on other stuff, I just forgot about the YouTube channel. But yeah, over the past few days, I've been like, shit, I feel so shit for not uploading the video. So I've been putting off uploading the video. I'm like, oh, I'm just nervous to get back in front of the camera, man. Like, you know, I'm nervous to get back into that whole thing. But, you know, I feel good from recording this. It's a long ass video. I'm going to go edit it now. And yeah, you're this far into the video. Thank you so much for watching. You clearly like the kind of stuff that I do if you're this far into the video. So go check out the top link in the description. There's a school community there, totally free. And yeah, I'll see you in there. Right, bro, keep improving yourself every day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.